Hello and welcome to the Anfield boot room. As you'll see, we've reached 2030. It's the 12th of January 2030, and let me tell you for why. So there's been a bit of a pattern the last few seasons about matches I've lost, and I've pinpointed this one as a potential loser. And so I thought I'd record it because there's a touch more jeopardy and that sort of thing. So if we just scan through the results since the start of the season, since I last left you, it's been pretty solidly green. Some very spectacular results, 6-0 against Everton and the like. This was a sensationally worrying game as they scored. I mean, they had 4 shots on target. They scored 3 of them. And I went 3-0 down and was like, crap on a stick. As you can see, I took off all of the 17 and 18-year-olds and brought on some better players. And we managed to fight back. Obviously, we fought back by dominating the game completely. 5 clear-cut chances, 2 off the woodwork. They had 1 clear-cut chance and scored 3 goals. But yeah, so that was a funny one. I was absolutely outraged to go through. And this guy, he's fine. He's decent. But yeah, scored a bloody hat trick, which is so annoying. But that was fine. So we fought that back to a draw. The usual game we record is the Club World Championship final, but I didn't think it was that interesting. To be honest, it's not so much of a battle. It's more of a, I mean, if you look at 2 of the scorers, Joshua Jung. I know his name's probably Joshua Jung, but it seems wrong to say it's not Joshua Jung, Joshua Jung. And Abdul Karim Keita, 2 of the scorers there. That kind of shows you the standard of the game. I was able to bring on some incredibly young players because playing Velez, they did manage to score a goal, and they do have some decent players, but they don't have strength in depth. So I won it 3-1. It was the first goal I conceded in the Club World Championship for I think about 8 years or something, which was a bit disappointing. A 9-0 win in the Capital One Cup quarter final. That was pretty sensational, to be honest. Pretty funny stuff. Oh dear me, I forgot. Actually, there was one of these games where someone scored a 40-yard. I think it was the Everton game. Actually, it might have been. I think it was Ali Samir on 44 minutes. Let's just see that. Let's see if that's. And if that's wrong, then I'm just taking a lot of time to show a pointless thing. Yeah, no, I've taken a lot of time to show a pointless thing. What an idiot. Fine, whatever. But yeah, so those were the risky results. We had a 1-1 versus Fulham where I mean they missed a penalty as well. So actually, but that was their main chance really. Dr. Foster bought from me for 30 million. He scored a very Dr. Fostery goal, and then we just failed to break them down really. I wasn't worried we were going to lose, but we didn't have the best luck. Matias Palacios, in his worst game, got substituted. And I had a word with him afterwards and said, that's not good enough. Just to check in on the £100 million man, his overall stats were a bit more impressive. So 9 starts, 2 sub appearances, 8 goals, 7 assists, 4 man of the matches. So it's pretty good. Considering he was injured at the start of the season, he's just coming back into fitness. I'm pretty happy with him. If he gets essentially a goal and an assist almost every game. Apart from obviously this game where he did nothing. But so that brings us to this game. We're coming off the back of a 6-0 win and a 5-0 win, but those were both at home. We have not had more than a week between matches since the end of November, it being now mid-January. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games in the space of, sort of less than 2 months, in the space of about 7 weeks. So obviously, 15 games, that's 2 a week. There you go. In 7 weeks usually being maybe you'd have 1 a week, maybe you'd have 7 games, maybe you'd have a bit of a busy time, and maybe you'd have 10 games. But no, we've had 15 games in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count the Premier League? 5 different competitions. Yeah. So there you go. So this is why I think Arsenal away and then a week's break, that's key. And then we can sort of launch into the next bit, and then there's a sort of an international period at some point that gives us another bit of a break. But yeah, this is the sort of game that we lose. Arsenal being in second on great form. I will just briefly profile their team because I think there are some indications also that we might do all right. Their top scorer with 24 goals in 26 games is, of course, on loan from me. He's not got great finishing, but he is the Steve Childs of, if you remember many years ago, 2 starts and 8 goals, which really made me laugh when he was like 16. He's back on loan at Arsenal, having come through the Arsenal Academy. But yeah, he's doing a great job, so good on him. But he can't play against me. So that's pretty good. Their best player, again, from me, is injured, and as are some of their other pretty good players. So I'm hopeful. But there we are. And then we've got a nice week's rest, and then we launch into some other sort of semi-finals against actually Brighton, Championship opposition. So that's pretty good. That's a favourable draw. Whereas every time in the FA Cup we draw a Premier League side. Third round we draw a Premier League side. Fourth round we draw a Premier League side. It's just stupid, really. But let's get on with the match, and then what I'll do is talk through the rest of stuff if I'm feeling like I want to. Right, cool. So a lot of the Arsenal players, of course, are formerly of this parish. So Calagero, Renan Moreira, Lach, Shifty, Mateusz Wood, and on the bench, Belek, Duarte, and Magnini. So basically all of them. Or, they could get a good starting 11 from players they bought from me. I'm just trying to set up my things I like to set up. So let's smash Lach and Bilal Shifty. They're decent players. Belek, Hans Baetens he's fine, isn't he? He's pretty rubbish, but smash him if he comes on. Can't be doing with him making an impact. Thulani Mochubela, I believe he's actually Scottish, believe it or not, if that rings true. Yep, Scottish, 39 caps, 24 goals, great player. Duarte just needs to be smashed. Orgueria, I don't know who he is. And Magnini's just a decent striker, isn't he? Yeah, he's fine. So that's their team. These wide forwards is sometimes something we struggle with. So Albert and ERS, they're both good players, but they're not excellent players. So again, fingers crossed. Pick up where you left off last time, you bunch of loons. I've come off the back of I sort of in January all the sort of end of year awards are announced. I campaigned quite vigorously as my national team manager, and also obviously in any press conferences I was asked to get Juan Arrilaga announced as Player of the Year, and he won World Golden Boot and World Player of the Year. So he's won. Whoa, that was an early fluky chance. So he's won the Ballon d'Or and also World Player of the Year, whichever. It's like FIFA World Player of the Year, effectively. Right, so nothing's really happened in the first 18 minutes, but everyone's in the box now. What a great save from Santa Maria. But yeah, we also, something that sort of surprised me. I've got a number of very good young players who are sort of on loan. That's another decent chance. On loan in the Premier League, doing well, scoring goals, that sort of thing. And that's a good ball there. Great tackling, great stuff, lads. And Tornik, Tornik just gives us that anchor further up the pitch, which is really good. But yeah, I tend to sort of, Arrilaga could have scored that. I tend to structure my young players as in the very able ones tend to be in the under 21s, regardless of how old they are. And the not so able ones are in the under 18s. So it's a quick way, for me to see who I think is going to be good, who, if they used to have potential to be good. Good save, Wesley. Best goalkeeper in the world. I was going to mention that as well. See, I structure my young players. So the lad who won European Golden Boy this year is on loan at Burnley in the Premier League currently, and his name is Samuel Gomilla, and he was in fact in my under 18s. So I don't even think he's going to be that good. I should take off Aralaga, but I'm not going to because he's most excellent. I might do in a bit. But yeah, I am far from happy. I'm, highlighted this game as a tricky one. So it would be good if we could have gone like 4-0 up like we did in the whole game. But, fine, whatever. So yeah, Samuel Gomilla won European Golden Boy. I've actually had a bit of a, not been in on that award for a year or maybe two because stupid people won it that I didn't like. It's good defending, but tall Nick in there, Santa Maria's got an answer for everything at the minute. But yeah, one of my guys who I didn't even think was going to be very good has won the award, which is, oh my God, Wesley is having to have a good game, and I do not like the fact I could have controlled that, surely. But yeah, so we won World Player of the Year, we won European Golden Boy, we had 5 players in Team of the Year, Wesley, a couple of centre-backs, I think. No, oh my God, Wesley's really showing all his attributes today. And they're doing well, and I don't like it. Another corner. Oh, they're looking better. They're looking the better team, to be honest. So maybe I'll make some early subs because we're not doing as well as we should be doing. Oh, Arrilaga. Oh my God, Arrilaga could have scored 3 goals in that one sequence, but Alagaya scores a goal. He comes to the rescue, the legendary centre-back. They left the best player in the world just standing on their 2 lightning shots, and then Alagaya just sort of fluffs it in, which is great. Right, 1-0. Okay, suitably comforted. Is everyone going to pick up a little bit? Apparently not, because they're just going to continue attacking. But we've got the goal, so that's important. Come on, tall Nick. Oh, mate. Yeah, so we don't usually score free kicks, to be fair, but, it's fine. Right, okay, I'll be looking to make some substitutions shortly because I feel like we need some fresh impetus. Brilliant save. Another save. Jesus. They're having more chances than I'm comfortable with. I really think that. Not used to. And this is the thing. Sometimes, balls. Sometimes, the way we play at home, which is a completely dominant way. Sometimes teams play like that against us when they're at home. So it's like it makes sense and it's fair enough. But yeah, no one's doing brilliantly. Our front strikers are not doing well. Emiliano Heskey's not doing well. Right, I'm going to bring on Ali Samir. He can play right wing. Now, which striker to take off? I tell you what, I'm going to take off Tall Nick and bring on... Oh, it's a risk to bring on Palacios because Sonzoni is great, but Palacios is... I'm sort of forcing Palacios to be great, easing him in. This is a big game where he could really make an impact. So let's play him up front with Arrilaga, which they do for Spain and they do very well. And moving Arrilaga hopefully will have a bit of an impact. Because we can't lose this game, guys. I work too hard. I pinpointed this and everything. I made sure you were all super fit, you bunch of swine. Right, it's 82 minutes. Aralaga's still not playing well. And he's playing the worst out of pretty much everyone apart from Strong Pete. Do I take off Strong Pete? No. Do I take off One Tongue Gill because he's a bit tired? I think that's what I do. I'm going to bring on Vachka because he is solid as a rock. Vachka is just another one of these little asides. I highlighted Vachka a long time ago as the guy who's going to be the next Strong Pete. That's who I was angling him after because I was training him on pace so he would get up to pace. That's what he looks like now. So he's literally 4 years younger and almost identical to Strong Pete, which is really lovely. Considering I bought him for something like 45k. It's one of my cheapest ever signings. Right, they cannot nick a goal. No, Palacios, you're not going to get a goal like that, are you? Yeah, trying to lob the guy who's 6 foot. Oh, that's another good save. shows both goalkeepers have played stunningly well. Samir could have knocked that in for us. That would have been good. Let's not F it up now, yeah? Just square it. Oh, yeah, just should have squared it. Could have kept the ball. It's 92 minutes, you absolute buffoon. Right, keep that pressure. Keep that pressure. Don't give them an out. Oh, someone just foul someone on the halfway line. Oh, good tackle. Yeah, all that is fine. Yes, okay. Right. So that for me was actually quite tense because I thought it was going to be a difficult game, and it was a difficult game. We didn't lose, we didn't win. Everyone was pretty bad, to be honest. George Alagaya was good. And I thought Wesley was really good, but yeah, I'm going to really aggressively have a go at him because obviously drawing Arsenal is a complete pile of shite. Doesn't matter about Vachka, he'll get his head back up. But they're second, even obviously by we're 20 games in, and I could have been even more points clear, but I'm 21 points clear. I've not lost a game. Arsenal have lost 8 games. Christ alive. But yeah, so we're looking at a fairly impressive season here. This has been a stutter in a fairly impressive season. I am disappointed, to be honest. All our players were so fresh. I thought we were going to go and absolutely smash them, and they didn't have their top scorer. Arrillaga didn't put in the sort of performance that I've come to expect. But Alagaya was terrific. There you go. That was a Liverpool manager that slams team. Dirty Sanchez being a dirty little snitch. Amrani, does anyone want him first team? First team regular. Oh, this is not business I need to do now. So there we are. I'll do, I guess, a quick squad overview. We'll see how everyone's been getting along. So Wesley's obviously been the dominant goalkeeper and the better performing goalkeeper. Little young lads in like Marcio Ricardo have now got their work permit so they can play for us. But yeah, Dirty Sanchez has got a better scoring rate than most of the strikers in the league. But yeah, everyone's doing okay. Papadopoulos coming on 11 times to get blood him a bit. Little Alagaya starting 17 games he's starting more than some of the main centre backs now because he's 18 and he is solid as all heck. So that's pretty good. Sadrak's not played that much and he's a bit upset, but that's fine. Looking at these guys, Fidel Castro's been injured, so he's not played so much, but Sade's played a lot, and he's looked really good, which has been positive. Milo Vianney's not played that well. I mean, not played that much, rather. Yeah, that's fine. Hoyos obviously playing out of his skin. He's a legendary midfielder, and I keep finding the next lot. The next Guido Hoyos, the next. I found the next Vladimir Ross the other day, but unfortunately he was rubbish. Speaking of which, Vladimir is having a pretty good season for him. He oddly seems to, despite being consistent, play really inconsistently. So he plays really well and he's really average. So, whatever. These guys are obviously all strikers, but this is the midfield section. So Ali Samir is our top performing midfielder. David Janssen, I've been trying to bring in more, starting 11 games. He's so technically solid. He just needs a bit more pace. And then he'll be very good. Giancarlo Miranda has proved an able deputy at the age of 22 years of the age of 22, or 22 years of age, depending on how you want to say it. He's actually really good, but he's held back by his one on aggression. Despite the fact he's 6'3" and built like an absolute brick shithouse. But there we are. Do we move on? Yeah, we've got some nice young guys coming through, like Kaita. And I've just bought. I should probably. I'll do the transfer business in a bit. So, £100 million man is there. Palacios, one of the top performing strikers, not performing as well as Tornik or Juan Arrillaga, but there you are. Andy Unsworth doing well, but not getting many games. Daniel Kuhn, he's been amazing, and he was even off the back of his performances for AC Milan. He was in the running for the Ballon d'Or, and he's not even that good. That's the thing. If you play him as a winger, he's not very creative, but he's a good winger. If you play him as a striker, his first touch is not very good, and his finishing's not the best. So it's difficult. I don't quite know what to do with him. I think because of the purchase of Palacios, I will probably sell him because he's like Palacios, but Palacios is better at finishing and really good in the air. So, you know, that probably, the signing of Palacios, though unnecessary currently, gives an answer to a lot of questions, such as what do we do with Marcelo Bossi? We can sell him. What do we do with Daniel Kuhn? We can probably sell him. We'll keep Andy Unsworth probably. Joshua Jung has been amazing. He's really coming on. 18 years of age, physically absolutely beastly, and the rest hopefully will follow. Someone who's not doing so well is George Dias. I'm a bit annoyed because obviously he's played enough games now that he's got his little wage hit at the age of 18. He's on 32 grand a week, which is ridiculous. I should probably give him a new contract, funny enough, because his contract runs out pretty soon. And then I tell you what, we'll switch over to the transfer business, because following on from the purchase of Matias Palacios for 100 million quid, I've sort of had a more sod it attitude to bringing in players. If I want to bring him in, I'll bring him in. And if that's this is my, I'm manager. This is my virtual fantasy world, and if I want to bring in a 16-year-old for 14.5 million, I bloody well will. Because the last guy I brought in for that amount of, similar amount of money when he was really young was Joachim Zoller, and he's one of the top scorers in the Premier League with Millwall at the minute. So that's going pretty well. These are pretty incidental signings. You see the odd one that I've sort of missed out on first time round and then had to go back and spend more money. So he's not worth it. US Volk has been bad. But Tim Boogers, what a name, first off. 16 years of age. He's very good, mentally good, technically good, physically pretty decent. He'll go on to be good, I hope, very good. He's decent at the minute and he's only 16. He's been good for the Paris Saint-Germain reserves. He came through at Maribor and then was instantly transferred over to PSG, which is why I couldn't get him in the first instance. And he is could be the next Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, who, didn't have a bad career. So why not? He scored goals wherever he was, apart from Real Madrid. Well, even then. So, yeah, he's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him. And there were some others in the pipeline where I've just gone, you know what, sod it. If I have to, a strategy I like using is 5 million up front and then promise them the world, because it's very unlikely that some guy I'm buying for 5 million is going to score 50 goals for Liverpool. But if he does, you know what, they deserve a 2.5 million bonus. Like, why not? If he does play 50 matches for Liverpool, that shows that it was a good investment. So why not? So there we are. That's fine. But I've sort of, it's a squad packed with potential at the minute, and I'm managing that to the best of my ability. Obviously, I've spent 170 million. I've got 500 million in. So it seems like I've spent a lot. I've spent a lot more than usual. But even then, I'm doing pretty well. I've got the sale of Bossi. I'll sell what's his face, Daniel Kuhn, hopefully for about 60 million quid. So that that'll every little will help. I'm trying to think whether there's any other stuff left. I would like you to see that goal from 60 yards, but I can't remember what game it was. I thought it was against Everton, but I don't think it was. Let's see if I can actually trigger a memory. No, I don't. You know what? I don't think I'll be able to. Was it more recent than that? It was definitely Ali Samir. No, okay. When was the last time? Because Samir doesn't score all the time. So, was it that one? Oh, yeah, it was that one. It was that one. Okay. Right, I'll show you this because I do remember this now. So, yeah, and absolutely. And there we go. He just gets it and hammers it. Oh, it's lovely stuff. It's lovely stuff. And actually, I think there were a few other ridiculous goals that I wanted to show, but I didn't queue them up properly, to be honest. So I'll quit that. The other thing is, I suppose there's a few funny names knocking about that I can sort of get rid of off my shortlist if I show you them now. So let's arrange it properly. Oh my goodness, this is a busy old shortlist. Busy old shortlist. I'm trying to do lots to my shortlist to make it better, and keep tabs on various people. But you know, there's still some funny names floating about. I quite like Francisco Laudenberg because it's not a Brazilian name, is it? And his name is Francisco Laudenberg de Assis Kiriaco dos Santos. What a mad thing. There we go. Azamat Artisbek Ulu. I mean, what the hell is that? Where's he from? Looks like the Xbox sign. Kyrgyzstani. Kyrgyzstani. Isn't that Kyrgyzstan? But yeah, it looks like the Xbox, but in red. So his name is Azamat Artisbek Ulu. What the bloody hell? Nadhum Shaker Ali. That's a fun guy. He's Swedish and Iraqi. Classic. Mohammed's sort of a classic, doesn't need explaining. Mohammed Shatnawi. That's always funny. Apiwat Wagwan. No, Wayangan. Wagwan. Apiwat Wagwan. Lovely little Thai guy. And any other funny ones? There's a guy called Tevez, but you know that's just Brazil for you. That's not particularly funny. I'm scrolling. Baby, keep on scrolling. What am I talking? Oh yeah, there's Fati Jallo. Fati Jallo from the Gambia. Real de Banjul. Lovely stuff. Fati Jallo. Sounds like some sort of like fatty tallow. Anyway, Musa Manka Khalil Tahini. Oh, Musa Manka Khalil Tahini. Lovely stuff. Saturnin Agbesi. Saturnin, as in, you know, as in like Saturn. Funny stuff. Any others? I feel like there's some more. Yeah, there we go. There's the Brazilian guys. So there's Roger Mata, who is from Curitiba. What's his actual name? Is his actual name Roger Mata? Yeah, he's just got that Germanic influence. Roger Mata. Bill and Ray. I thought that's pretty funny. Because they're just called people names. And then Alan Carr Pauli. His name's Alan Carr. Named after, of course, the famous Alan Carr. Alan Carr Pauli. Right, okay. So we'll switch over to finish up on the competitions tab. I hope I've not dragged on too long. I probably have. I've got the first knockout round against Genoa. This has previously been a final. Genoa are a pretty good team. But I think actually their captain and main guys broke his leg. So hopefully we play them before he recovers. You know, hashtag just saying. We've won the Super Cup, of course. English FA Cup against Burnley should be okay. Burnley are a decent side, but you know, whatever. Capital One Cup against Brighton, no one likes it, but yeah, they're Championship opposition, so over 2 legs especially, you'd think I'd be able to have them. Club World Championship, I've won. You didn't see it, but it wasn't anything to look at particularly. Community Shield, I've won. Premier League, I'm going to go as far as to say that I'm doing pretty well. I've conceded 7 goals. I've scored 50. Man City and Chelsea are in the relegation zone, along with Leyton Orient, which is quite funny. Man City are abysmal. I don't even know who's their manager these days. Matthew Upson. Just can't seem to manage. What about Chelsea? Laurent Blanc. I think like Alex Neil got sacked or something, and then Laurent Blanc got installed. Arsenal are persisting. Man United are persisting. Derby are always, they're pretty much up there. There's some good teams. Tottenham aren't doing particularly well. But yeah, usually, Millwall are pretty much always at that sort of level. They've never, despite being Moneybags Millwall, they've never really taken over, managed by Nicky Maynard or Mickey Maynard, Romelu Lukaku and Kurt Zouma. Who do they think they are? Like, early 2010s Chelsea. Oh no, that's a bit mid 2010s Chelsea, maybe. But yeah, so the Premier League's going pretty swell. Obviously, if we go back to the schedule, I haven't lost yet. I've had a couple of scares. And there's no in the fixture list as we look forward. There's no real games where I'm going, yeah, we're going to lose that. Obviously, it gets a bit tricky when you get there's a bit of a touch wood. There's a bit of a crunch where you get to lots of semi-finals at the same time, like I usually do. But yeah, we hopefully have the squad to deal with it, especially now with Palacios. But yeah, loving life. Liverpool, loving Liverpool. Anfield boot room out, I guess. Bye, guys.